At school, teachers said Ashlee's work wasn't practical enough. Doing her honors in design, she found the challenges weren't sufficiently creative. So she walked her own path, submitted ideas to the Southern Guild of Design, and today her work is the centerpiece in a restaurant named after renowned artist Cecil Scottness.
Ashlee, you're only 25 years old and already making waves in the lighting design industry. Where did your love for crochet start?
So I started at an early age. I had design as a subject in high school. And for my matric exhibition, I started using crochet for planters, lights, tables, and chairs. Because I love working with my hands, so I never wanted to let it go. And yeah, from ever since then, I have started using crochet.
Installations like this one find Ashlee getting commissions from as far afield as the Seychelles and Dubai.
It looks like so much detail went into creating the amoeba light fixture. What is the idea behind such a statement piece?
Each piece that is handcrafted is a one-of-a-kind piece. So it's imperative that I go to the site, see the landscape, see where the piece is going to be living for the next little while. And yeah, I noticed the beautiful landscape that is next to the Scottness restaurant. I almost wanted to make an inverse of the contours and the shapes and the beautiful nature that surrounds this building. So I pay tribute to the fact that the material is hanging. The amount of material that actually goes into the amoeba chandelier or any chandelier is quite deceiving. This piece actually used over 2 kilometers of rope of silver polypropylene multi-filament braid.
That's a lot of crocheting.
Yeah.
As a creative, there's a lot of thought that goes into each and every single one of your pieces. How do you want people to feel every time they see your work?
I wanted people to have a sense of a tactile experience when viewing my work in general. People love to try and touch it or try and understand how it's made. There's also a feeling of like a sense of nostalgia when you were younger, to constantly, be touching fabrics or textiles. I feel like in a technologically driven world, we have lost touch a little bit with that. And it's important to remember handiwork, using your hands. It's very therapeutic. And yeah, I think it's really important in our modern age and society.
Spending as little time as possible in front of a computer screen, Ashlee's working process involves a cup of tea, a crochet hook, loud music, and an open space.
This is an Onyx chandelier pod that is busy being prototyped. So normally I would start with the metal ring, and I start with a foundation row. Then I add and subtract stitches to kind of formalize the desired shape, and still a prototype in the making.
Wow. Actually, when you think of crocheting and lighting, you don't put them in the same sentence ever. Where did the idea to combine lighting and crocheting come from?
When I was crocheting various bits of furniture and tables and lights, I started noticing that there was a lot of negative space when stitching. So when you make the stitches bigger or smaller, the negative space obviously increases or decreases. And I started putting light behind it and looking at the patterns and the reflections it was making on the wall. And yeah, it became a really exciting part of the design process.
And thicker material means a thicker crochet hook, right? Because traditionally they're quite thin.
Sure, yeah. So the crochet hooks usually come in about 0.125 to about like 7 or 8. And because the rope material is bigger, the crochet hook obviously needs to get a lot bigger. So my mother made me a wooden one that she carved for me. And yeah, that's what I use for all my main big projects.
Well, your mom didn't carve this for you to be showing me the lights. She carved it so that you can show me how to crochet, right?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Definitely show you.
When I think of crocheting, I think of the 70s, but it seems like it's making a comeback.
Yes, I think it's important to keep traditional technique alive and to give it a more contemporary, modern twist. I can show you a few stitches if you would like.
Okay, but you have to go slow with me, okay?
Sure.
Right.
So we're gonna hold the hook in your right hand,
okay,
and then you're gonna keep your left hand, your fingers nice and taut with the material. You're gonna go through the first loop. This is a stitch here.
Right.
So you go through once, and then you loop again, and then you make sure that you pull through both.
All right. Let's do this. So you said we come through there,
Yeah, in the loop.
and then
Exactly.
grab a hold of that bad boy,
Yes.
pull him back out, there, and for full stitch you do that, and
Through both.
back in there.
Oh, it's a natural.
Come on, somebody.
And then you just carry on. It's extremely repetitive, but
Yeah.
like life, just gotta keep on moving forward.
The repetition is therapeutic, allowing her to pour emotion into these pieces. It's a process which has allowed her to figure out who she is as an artist and as a human being.
Your mom's an art director and your dad's a mechanical engineer. Did that have something to do with your career choice?
Yes, definitely. I was surrounded by my father, always taking things apart, figuring out how things are made, and hopefully putting them back together. So that's the more practical, analytical side. And then my mother was a restoration artist and an art director. So she was always making things beautiful again and playing with different materials and problem solving. So I kind of, I think that it could be a true blend of two of my parents for sure.
Ashlee, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful gift. Don't be surprised if you see me rocking a crocheted number.
Well, you seem to be enjoying learning a new technique. You are more than welcome to carry on if you like.
Miss Lloyd is certainly carrying on. She aims to do 100 large installations in 5 years, while launching a range of chandelier pods for homes.